So today I'm going to be looking at an actual Sonic book. Not a comic or anything, but an actual Sonic book. I know that's actually kind of weird, Sonic having an actual book with actual paragraphs and whatnot and walls of text. But here it is. So this is Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic and the Tales of Deception. There are 3 stories in here, and I plan on talking about all 3 of them today. The first one, called Not So Fantastic Journey, is the first of the 3. And it starts out as just Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy fighting robots, and the robots are just a distraction for Eggman, who uses his new little invention, these little bees that once they sting, like whoever they're going to sting, they release like little nanobots into the body and make that person a robot themselves. And that is a pretty cool idea, actually. It's like a different form of being roboticized. And that's pretty neat, I think. Pretty neat. So, Eggman tries to hit Sonic with it, but Knuckles gets in the way and saves Sonic, and is going to be roboticized himself because of the whole nanite things that are in his body doing that. So Sonic gets turned small because of Tails, and he goes in Knuckles' body, and he saves Knuckles, and that's pretty much the whole little story there. This thing is not a very... It's 62 pages, I think, 62 or 64 pages of story here for 3 different ones. So it's pretty short, and for what it is quite fun. It is quite a fun read. I enjoyed it. The character interaction is really nice. There's some pretty good little character stuff going on with Sonic and Knuckles, little banter here and there, and it's just a fun little read, actually. And so that does it for the first of the 3. I know there's not really a whole lot for me to talk about, but apart from me just saying it's good, I like the character interaction. The little fight scenes are they're written pretty well, and the conclusion is satisfying, if predictable, as it probably would be in this case. But yeah, overall it's a fine little story, and I'll be right back with the second of 3 stories. So, the second story of Sonic and the Tales of Deception is called... Get out of here. Forgot the name again. Fighting Shadow. So, this story starts out with Eggman trying to take over Sonic again. Only this time, he succeeds. So, as Sonic is going to sleep, Eggman uses his new creation, this machine thingy that allows him to make a sound wave that only Sonic can hear, and he uses it to take control of Sonic, and then Sonic is under Eggman's control, and it's up to Knuckles, Amy, and Tails to figure out a way to free Sonic and to stop Eggman's machine. So Sonic goes to the beach with some robots. They make havoc. They try to stop Sonic. They try to stop the robots, not realizing that Sonic is the one leading them. And Sonic almost kills Tails, but doesn't, and like runs off. And they decide to get the help of Shadow the Hedgehog. And that is where things start really getting kind of interesting here, for me at least, seeing this sort of thing. So they trick Shadow into helping because they have the device that can free Sonic, but they needed Shadow's help because he's the only one fast enough to keep up with Sonic. So they trick Shadow into helping him by basically like making him mad, which was pretty funny. And so Shadow goes to stop Sonic, but loses the device in the whole like battle, and Sonic, and then like Shadow tricks Sonic into freeing himself, saying that it's like a device that allows him to like go even faster than Sonic. So then Sonic used the little device on himself, which frees him, and then Sonic and Shadow go and destroy the device. And that's pretty much it for the little second story. And this had a lot of really good character stuff in it, especially for Sonic and Shadow. Like, not since like Sonic Universe issue number 2 have I really seen something that like really kind of just like depicts like the respect that they have for one another. And I really like that sort of thing. Like, I wish it would be more explored, honestly, I do. So seeing that in here was really a treat, and like so far this is just a much better story. It's still pretty short, but all the little like character stuff just like makes it totally fucking worth it. Like I would say buy this book just on like the second story alone. Like that. Like, it's not like the best thing ever or anything. I wouldn't even like say it's on par with Sonic Universe number 2, but for what it is so far, it is definitely worth it. Definitely worth the money, I would say. So I'll be right back with the third and final story. Time for the third story. It is called Doppelganger, where Tails is making this solar-powered tank. And then this future Sonic comes in. Well, a Sonic that claims that he's from the future. And Knuckles, Tails, and Amy all seem to fall for it, like, pretty easily. And the only one that's, like, really not going for it is Sonic. And so he challenges the future Sonic to a race, and that future Sonic puts a chip on the bottom of Sonic's shoe, and somehow is able to run faster than Sonic. And that is something I don't exactly get, but I'll get into that a little bit later. So after the race, and future Sonic wins, future Sonic kicks real Sonic's shoes, or like present Sonic's shoes, and Sonic goes running off in a different direction, unable to stop, while everyone else goes back to Tails' lab. And Tails completes the solar tank, it shows future Sonic how to use it, and then future Sonic gets an incoming call, and he goes into the back room, and it is revealed that future Sonic is actually a robot copy of Sonic, built to look like Sonic and fool his friends, so that he could steal the tank and wreak havoc on the town. So they figure this out, and Sonic goes alone to fight the evil robot Sonic. And so after a brief little fight, the robot Sonic gets crushed by the tank, and everyone goes home happy, and Tails dismantles the solar powered tank so that Eggman can't steal it again. So there's a couple of problems I've kind of like realized with this thing. One is that these three characters right here, they don't do much throughout this entire thing. Because in the first story, it's basically Sonic that goes into Knuckles and does all the work. In the second story, it's Sonic and Shadow that do mostly everything. Like, the only thing, well, I mean, they do a little bit more in the second story because they actually like go to Shadow and like trick him into like helping them, and they also build a little thing that saves Sonic. So they do a little bit more there, but at the end of the day, it's still like just Shadow and Sonic doing everything at the very end. And in this third story, all they really do is like get tricked, and that's all they really do in the third story. Because Sonic goes alone to fight the evil robot Sonic, which kind of doesn't make sense if he beat him in a race the first time, like by like a complete long shot, which is something I don't understand. Like, I thought it was like because of the little chip that the future evil Sonic put, well, the robot copy Sonic put on his shoe, that made him like go slower, or that made like the evil Sonic go faster somehow. But they don't say that. What they say is the chip, once it's activated, makes Sonic constantly run and never stop. But the little chip gets overloaded later and breaks. So how is the evil robot Sonic able to go so much faster than the real Sonic? I have to wonder about that. Because I just read it and they didn't really explain it. So as far as the third story is concerned, it's definitely my least favorite of the three. I think it's the least well written. It's still fine all in all, but it has like the most glaring, obvious problems from what I've seen. So all in all, Sonic and the Tales of Deception. It's good. I would definitely recommend it if you're a fan of Sonic. And you know, I will leave a link to where you can actually buy the book yourselves in the description if you're interested. And one thing I did not talk about yet is that this book has little pictures like all throughout it, like little, you can like see there, and like all throughout the book there's like quite a few of them. You know, like, they're pretty neat little things. I haven't talked about them just because I don't really have anything to really say on them, you know, other than they look nice, and that's really about it for them, you know. But yeah, that's about it. I enjoyed this. Thought it was, you know, pretty good all in all, and I would recommend it if you're a fan of Sonic. But this is a little children's book, and so definitely keep that in mind, as there may be some like very childish dialogue here and there. But you know, even if you're like reading this, you could probably tell what you're getting into just by the little back alone. So yeah, it's a good book.